Okay, so let's be honest. I think we're all kind of always looking for that secret trick, you know, the one that makes work, well, less crazy and way more productive.
Yeah, yeah,
And
definitely.
then ChatGPT, well, it's like the talk of the town now. This idea that it can make organizations like super productive.
It's gotten everyone's attention for sure. There's this article by Steves Jr. called ChatGPT and Organizational Culture, The Secret to High Productivity. And well, it really digs into how this tool can change how we work together, like make it better.
It's not just about, getting more work done faster though, right?
Right.
What's really interesting to me is how ChatGPT can actually like change the whole culture of an organization.
Exactly. Hit the nail on the head. Make it more collaborative, more efficient.
Or more everything good, right?
Exactly. It's about, that environment where everyone feels like they can contribute and communication's easy. And well, I mean, speaking of communication, that's kind of a fundamental thing.
It's so basic, but it's where so many organizations just they trip up.
Yeah, for sure.
The article, it really talks about how ChatGPT can make things clearer, more efficient.
It's true. And it can do it like across the board. Just think about it.
Yeah.
Instead of, struggling to write that announcement about a new policy, that company-wide thing, you could just, well, ask ChatGPT to write it.
Just like you've got, I don't know, like a communications expert built right in, ready to go, like instantly.
Yeah, exactly. In seconds, a perfect message.
Wow. But it's more than announcements, right?
Oh, for sure. Way more.
The article mentions like using it to summarize those really long meetings, the ones.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Imagine like getting this perfect summary after a meeting. It would have all the big decisions, the action items, but you wouldn't have to spend like hours going through your notes.
That changes everything. You could actually like focusing on the discussion while it's happening.
Yeah. Free up so much mental energy.
No kidding. That's huge for, well, anyone who feels bogged down by all that admin stuff. It's like, I don't know, ChatGPT becomes like a super efficient assistant, does all the boring things so you can, think big picture.
And speaking of focusing on what matters, the article also talks about how ChatGPT can be like a personalized learning tool. It's like having a mentor right there.
I thought that was so cool. The examples about like getting tips on managing a remote team or even like time management techniques. It's like having a pocket expert.
Exactly. It's like ready to answer any question, point you in the right direction.
Incredible. That accessibility, I mean, that could be huge.
Yeah.
Especially for smaller organizations, the ones that maybe don't have the resources for like big training programs.
Right. It levels the playing field a bit. Everyone can get the knowledge, the skills they need to do
I
well.
like that. Everyone gets a chance. But let's not forget like the fun part, unleashing that creativity. I think this is where ChatGPT gets really exciting.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the article talks about using it for brainstorming to like think outside the box, come up with totally new solutions.
So like you could ask it to help brainstorm a marketing campaign
Right.
or come up with ideas for a new product launch. I mean, the possibilities.
Exactly. It's like having like a whole creative team right there ready to, bounce ideas around, push the limits.
That's amazing. But it's not only about like brainstorming by yourself, right?
No, not at all.
I mean, the article talks about using ChatGPT to make collaboration better, like between different departments.
It can. You think of like sales and customer support, they're always working together, but sometimes, it's not that smooth. ChatGPT could help them out, maybe identify areas where they can improve or even like suggest ways to communicate better.
It's like breaking down all those walls that can stop innovation,
Mm.
making a more um, unified, a more collaborative environment. It seems like ChatGPT could really like change the culture of an organization.
And all that change leads to more efficiency, better problem solving, and yeah, being more productive. But let's be realistic too. As amazing as all these things sound, there are going to be some challenges,
Yeah.
right? Integrating AI so deeply into our workflows.
Good point. It is still pretty new. It makes you
Mm.
wonder, like, how do we use it the right way? Make sure it fits with
I-
our values.
For sure. And the article, it does touch on some of that, especially when it comes to, data privacy and security, all that.
That's important.
It is. But before we jump into all that, let's talk about another way ChatGPT can have a huge impact.
Okay, what's that?
Automating all those repetitive tasks, the ones that just drain your time and energy.
Oh, yeah. The dread admin stuff.
Yeah,
We all have those tasks we wish we could just hand off to someone else.
right. Exactly. Think about, organizing those FAQs or summarizing long reports, even scheduling appointments. ChatGPT can handle all of that, like super efficiently.
It's like having, I don't know, a virtual assistant that never stops, never gets tired of the boring stuff.
That's the idea. Free up your time so you can focus on, the things that need creativity
Mm-hmm.
and critical thinking, all the human stuff.
Working smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
I like that. Let AI do what it's good at, and we can do what we're good at. Which reminds me of another application the article talks about, data-driven decisions. I mean, data's everywhere these days, but it can be overwhelming, even if you love data.
It can be a lot. But this is where, ChatGPT's analytical skills can be a game changer. What if you could, ask it to analyze, I don't know, a sales report, and then it summarizes the key findings in a way that's easy to understand. Or maybe it spots trends in customer feedback that you wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Like having your own data analyst ready to translate all that complicated information into something that makes sense?
Exactly.
Wow. So that means everyone in the organization, no matter what their, technical skills are, they can make good decisions based on data, not just, a feeling.
That's the goal.
It's like you're making data accessible to everyone.
Democratizing data.
I like that. We've covered so much, from communication and learning to creativity and even automating all that boring stuff.
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT can touch almost every part of an organization.
And we've just scratched the surface, really. As this technology gets, more advanced, it's going to be fascinating to see how organizations adapt, how they find new ways to use it.
But before we get too carried away with all the possibilities, let's maybe take a step back. Think about some of the challenges, maybe even the ethics of bringing AI so deep into our work. What do you think about that?
It's a lot to think about. One thing that pops into my head is, data security. ChatGPT is going to be dealing with a ton of sensitive information, so organizations, they're going to have to be really careful about protecting that data.
It's like you're bringing someone new onto the team, someone who can see all the confidential stuff.
Right.
You got to make sure you can trust them, and that there are safety measures in place.
Exactly. You need those strong security protocols and encryption, all that. And then there's the whole question of, is it getting things right?
Accuracy.
Yeah, accuracy. ChatGPT is still, being developed. It's amazing, but it's not perfect.
So it could misunderstand something.
Yeah.
Or give an answer that's not quite right.
It's possible. That's why we still need humans, keeping an eye on things, especially at the beginning. It's super important to have humans double checking what ChatGPT is doing, especially for, big decisions or important tasks.
It's a good reminder that AI, it's a tool. Like any tool, you got to use it the right way. Be careful.
Yeah, for sure. We can't just let it do everything and not, check up on it.
Exactly. Which makes me think about transparency. If organizations are going to use ChatGPT in their workflows, they got to be open with their employees about how they're using it, what data it's using.
Definitely. It's about trust, making sure everyone feels okay with the technology, they understand how it affects their work.
Being transparent can really help with that. If people are worried or anxious, it can calm things down.
For sure. And it helps to have, clear rules, ethical frameworks for using ChatGPT.
So what types of tasks it should be used for and what types it shouldn't.
Exactly. Or, how much human oversight is needed for different things.
It's about setting boundaries, making sure the technology is being used in a way that matches the organization's values.
Yeah, yeah.
As we're talking about these challenges, I can't help but think about, the impact on jobs.
Oh, yeah.
People are worried that AI will, take away jobs.
It's a valid concern. And it's true, some jobs might change as AI becomes, more common.
Right.
But ChatGPT and AI in general, it's supposed to help humans, not replace them completely.
So it's not like us versus them. It's more like working together.
That's the idea. There are always going to be things that need that human touch, Creativity, empathy, critical thinking, problem solving, all the complex stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And AI can handle the, repetitive stuff, the data heavy stuff, so we can focus on those other things.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. ChatGPT takes care of the grunt work.
Yeah.
And we can use our, our human skills to deal with the things that need, a human.
I like that.
Yeah.
And it could actually make work more, more enjoyable.
Yeah, more engaging.
More fulfilling,
Yep.
right? It's not just about getting more done. It's about creating a work environment where people, feel valued, challenge.
Empowered to do their best.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe this whole, human AI team thing, maybe it'll lead to totally new jobs. Jobs we can't even imagine yet.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But let's come back to the present for a minute. We've talked about the good stuff and the not so good stuff about ChatGPT and organizational culture. What really stood out to you in this article?
One thing that really struck me was, well, it was how Steve Jr. emphasized, how ChatGPT can not only make us more productive, but also it can help us be more ethical, more socially responsible.
Oh, yeah. He wasn't just talking about, profits. He was talking about using ChatGPT to promote, like, sustainability, making a positive impact on the world.
Right. He mentioned using ChatGPT to analyze a company's environmental impact, finding ways to be better, even creating a more fair and inclusive workplace.
It's true. It's like ChatGPT can help us be more aware, more ethical in how we do business.
It's not just about making money. It's about, the big picture.
A holistic view. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important point. As we get used to these new technologies, we got to remember that they can be used for good.
Or for, well, not so good.
Exactly. It all comes down to our intentions.
Yeah.
Are we using ChatGPT to just squeeze more work out of people? Or are we using it to create a better future, a more sustainable future, a fairer future?
It's a question worth asking ourselves. And it makes you think about, another thing ChatGPT can do, help us understand ourselves better and the world around us.
You mean, like, beyond work, beyond productivity?
Yeah. Like you could use it to explore those big, complicated topics, analyze data from different places, see things from a different angle.
It's like having your own research assistant, one that can help you dive deep into, whatever you're curious about. Climate change, social justice, the latest scientific discoveries. I mean, the possibilities.
And having access to all that information, all those different viewpoints, it's powerful.
It is. You can form your own opinions, have better conversation.
Contribute to a more, informed society.
So ChatGPT, it's not just changing how we work, it's changing how we think, how we interact with the world.
It is. And, well, it makes you think about what role AI will play in, shaping society, our lives. It's a big concept.
It is. And I think we need to, approach it with a mix of excitement and caution.
I agree. Be aware of the downsides, but also, be open to the opportunities.
It's a balancing act. And we're just getting started.
We are. And as we learn more about ChatGPT and all these other AI technologies, it's important to talk about it openly and honestly. The ethics, the impact on society, the future we want to create.
I like that. Well said. Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive into ChatGPT and organizational culture.
Before we go, let's leave our listener with something to think about.
So we've been talking about this whole idea of ChatGPT. And it's more than just, a tool to get stuff done faster.
Right. It could actually change, like, the whole way organizations work, how they communicate, how they learn, even how they think about sustainability and making ethical decisions.
It makes you think about, like, the bigger picture.
Yeah.
The ripple effects.
Yeah, it's not just, inside the company.
Right. Like, if companies start using ChatGPT to, I don't know, analyze their impact on the environment or to make sure they're, like, sourcing things ethically, well, that sends a message.
It does. It becomes the norm. And that could influence, like, whole industries, even, how consumers behave.
Wow. Imagine that. Using AI for good becomes, like, what everyone expects, not just a nice thing to do.
It's a powerful idea. And I think that's kind of what Steve Jr. was getting at in the article.
Yeah. It's like technology, especially something as powerful as ChatGPT, it comes with a responsibility.
It does. We have to decide how we're going to use it. And those decisions, well, they're going to shape the future.
So to everyone listening, as you learn more about ChatGPT and what it can do, keep that in mind.
Don't just think about, how it can make your job easier or your company more efficient. Think about how it can help us build a better world, a more sustainable world, a fairer world.
I like that. And don't be afraid to, get creative. Think outside the box. Think about how this technology could solve problems we don't even know about yet.
There's so much potential.
Yep.
And we're just, at the beginning.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.